Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy New Year or happy end of year. It is December the 31st, 2023. Hope everyone's had a great holiday period, whether you celebrate Christmas or anything else. Hope you had a great time. I just wanted to do a bit of a live stream for the end of the year just to talk about the year it was. I may have Ed5 coming to join me at some point. We'll see how he goes. He did say he'd be able to join probably in about half an hour, so we'll see whether he can make it or not. I will stay in touch with him as I discussed. But yeah, I just thought I'd spend a bit of time. I sort of thought about it throughout the week, and it's like, what do I want to discuss on this stream? I wanted to go out and just do one last little live stream for the end of the year. I'm going out tonight. Going to go watch the cricket, Big Bash T20 game, which is going to be exciting. It always is. New Year's Eve, always put a good show on at the Adelaide Oval. So looking forward to going and watching that tonight. For those outside of Australia, it is currently 2:00 p.m. in the afternoon. And yeah, I was spending a bit of time in here this morning, just tidying up, adding some lights in, finally getting onto some TVC stuff with the lighting, which I'm really excited about. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Yeah, something I've been wanting to do for a little while, and I just had this urge to do something today. So I did post a little picture on the gram, on Instagram, as you can sort of see. I've got lights in the detox as well, which is cool, and sort of all the way around the corner here where the rest of the sort of 3 3/4 inch stuff is. I did run out as I was working my way up to about there. So I probably need another bit to go do, and then up and then across to finish all that top area. But I'm pretty damn happy with how that's turned out. So the other thing I wanted to do is just upon this last week, I've dropped my top 10 Black Series for 2023 and my top 10 vintage collection figures for 2023. I just thought I'd share. I just wanted to share a couple of my other favorite figures from the year. I didn't get too many others. I sort of most part way through the year, I sort of moved on the Marvel Legends collection, save a few bits and pieces. Picked up a few sort of McFarlane DC figures, and I just thought I'd share a few of my favorites just as we chat here. We've already got some people in the chat. Awesome. Thanks for coming and hanging out, folks. I appreciate it. This seems to work out to be a good time, 2:00 in the afternoon. If I just go and have a look at the sort of time zone, it's it's sort of PM time, in the US, sort of depending on what side of the world. Probably not the best time for the UK, unfortunately, but this is actually a good time. I will go back to trying to keep them mixed up, but yeah. Good morning, Ian. Hope it's not. It is going to be too early for you, I think. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. My man Eddie, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, 2024 tomorrow. How quick has this year gone, though? Seriously. Jeff, what's up, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Blake's here as well. Looking forward to the cricket tonight. I hope the Stars get up. I don't. I'm trying to think whether it is the Stars. I've been completely forgetting who the strikers have got tonight, but either way, it's always a good time on New Year's Eve at the Adelaide Oval. So those LED light strips work off a battery. No, these are actually plug in with the wall socket, so they're all DC powered, so I can actually control that strip with the phone, so it's quite cool. I do have an app, which means I'll see if I can connect it up while I'm here, and I can give you a little demo. Where is it? There it is. I've already called it Star Wars TVC, so we'll try and if I can hold my little webcam still while I'm looking at my phone, I'll give you a little bit of sort of dim it. I got Got the phone up there. So I can dim it. I can change it to like a cool white or a warm white. I know that's probably not going to show up too much. A little bit. But yeah, it's nice to sort of just keep it in balance there. But yeah, it's got to be bright. It's got to be bright. It looks cool. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. So yeah, it's looking good. I don't want to turn it off. I don't think it's gonna get too hot. It's sort of as I had it turned on as I was sort of unspooling the strip to put it underneath, and you could feel the heat. But that's a big cluster of lights, so that's probably why it felt warm. I'll check it afterwards. I think it'll be okay. Just after 3:30 a.m. That's there's a 3:30 in the morning now. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. Always nice to see some new names in the chat. Linda's here as well. You collect all the 3.75 lines in Star Wars. I try to. It's been a tough year for TVC. There's been some really great figures that probably would have ended up in my top 10 list this year. If not, it would have just made maybe my honorable mentions. But there were a few figure sets that weren't available here in Australia, such as the Jabba's Denizen pack, which is the one with Tessek and Vulcan Zeri and Tame Drangaran, whatever his name is, and the Reese repack. That's one pack I really want to get, but I don't know how I'm going to get it because without paying stupid money on eBay, which is something I don't want to do because it's the only one I've been able to find is ends up being like 270 Australian shipped, and yeah, that's not happening. That's like $60 a figure plus. So I want to try and find a way to get a hold of that pack in the new year. Just for the sake, I've got the sail barge and 2 skiffs. I need to get those figures to fully expand on that and have that displayed its full potential. The other set I'm hoping to get next year is the Boba's Palace diorama. Obviously, I'm going to use it for Jabba the Hutt, but I do have, it's in the dark there, but I have the space for it. It's there, it's waiting, it's ready to go. Just need to get that play set out. Yeah, it's looking like I'm probably going to have to pay more than retail now just to get it. But yeah, that's probably my sort of main little collecting regret for the year. We always sort of skip on something and yeah, sort of not jumping on that pre-order when I should have. But at the same time, at that point in time, early in the year, late last year, I really wasn't in the financial position to be able to do so. Yeah, that's sort of, I was glad to get out of that sort of situation, sort of halfway through this year. So yeah, it's been a good year, 2024. For the most part, obviously later in the year, sort of towards June, that's when finally got my own place again after living with parental figures for 18 months. Just the way the world is at the moment. I know I'm not alone, and I'm very, very lucky to be able to have somewhere to call home. I'm very lucky, given it is tough for a lot of people out there at the moment, and I know not the only one doing it tough. A lot of people around the world are doing it tough. So I do spare a thought to those that are doing it tough out there and struggling. I do hope 2024 brings things back to some semblance of normality, if not improves for people. Yeah, it's been really hard. You see it worldwide on the news. Housing is skyrocketing. The economy's a bit of a mess, and that's why we've got this stuff, man. Like, we're just trying to keep a grip on what makes us happy and do that. So being able to spend the last 6 months, creating this space has been an absolute pleasure. And I do feel very, very grateful, very lucky, very thankful that I've been able to do this. Yeah, but aside from that, I was able to put an end to a few long-serving issues that probably took way longer than I thought. I'm not going to dive on too much about it, but yeah, there was not everyone had the great success. If Ed Five jumps on with me shortly, if he's available, spoke about him, at the time when he basically had his entire collection stolen, basically, out of a storage container, $50,000, around that mark. Could be more, could be less. Stuff that he'd been collecting for 40 years. That's a real down point for someone. If I was to come home and walk in here to find everything gone, I would probably be pretty angry, devastated, upset, all those emotions. I know Dan went through all those emotions, and probably no doubt he's going through them still today to some degree. But it is unfortunately the world we live in. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's set in stone, basically. But we can all just try and do our best to find our escapes, find our happy places, and do our best to stay in them. Try not to let people pull you down. If people can't, I'd mentioned it to someone the other night. They're talking about a silly comment I got on YouTube, and it was, it didn't upset me or anything. I laughed it off because I thought this is just dumb. Basically someone telling me my top 10 choices of action figures for the year were wrong, which is such a stupid thing to get upset about. I wasn't upset, but if I got upset about it, would have been a ridiculous reason for. But I just kind of just shut the conversation down and go on with it. But I thought it was too funny not to share, without naming the person. It was just a case of, why do people need to bring people down when they can't lift themselves up? Which is something I hope, people start realizing in the long term that, you're not going to make yourself bigger by pulling people down. You've got to build yourself up, keep your chin up, push forward, do all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that aside, we've got a few more comments here. This is awesome. I am Echo 1 or Lamb Echo. I know I've seen the name before, so thank you for joining. 4:30ish in the Arvo over the ditch, over in NZ. It's great to see the brethren from over the ditch. 20 hours or so until we've been a full year without paying retail or above for any figure. Nice work, Ian. Nice work. You've done well. You've done very well. Wish I could do that myself, but it's just not an option. Trying to order pre-Vizsla, Revan, Thrawn, etc. and can't find them anywhere. It's killing me. So can't find an apartment. I dare say the apartment is probably the more important out of the things there you've spoken about, but going to break it in January. They will hold off making new resolutions till a couple of days into the New Year's. Yeah, I don't do the resolution thing anymore. I've got a couple of ideas of things that I want to do. Like, I've lost a fair bit of weight this year. And that was after being diagnosed with, before being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So it's, I've got that's kind of under control now, pretty much. I've got that sort of under control. I just need to improve my health a bit more again still. So I've sort of got a few little goals, but that's, they're existing goals. They're not New Year's resolutions. So I want to get onto them in the new year, but I'm not waiting for the calendar to tick over to start it. Just what it is. It's hard to not pay retail. You're just not going to end up with cooler figures. Yeah, it depends. Depends where you are and what you do and, what you collect. And it does depend on a lot of things. Budget means that will always be a risk. Yeah, I've got a budget these days, that's for sure. I'm not very good at it. I try. I'm not good at it. Few places in the UK reduce prices, so there are a bunch of TVC I can get for less than £9, less than £4, some less than £4. Yeah, if you can do that, like, I don't know, when you sort of collect things like TVC, you can almost tell what's going to be hanging around in 6 months' time, and which is why I haven't, jumped onto figures like Velsatha in the vintage collection. I got the Black Series one, just because there weren't many around. I haven't seen any around. But in terms of the vintage figure, I know she's going to be around for a little bit longer, so I'll just wait for them to. Typically here in Australia, we don't get a lot of deep discount stuff. Generally, the retro stuff generally goes on deep discount after a few months, but yeah, not a lot else. It doesn't go down a great deal. It almost goes back down to 2018 prices, I guess. But yeah, I want to do while we're here. I want to talk about. I do want to talk about some of the other favorite figures I got this year, and I every now and then I will dive into NECA. I look at NECA figures, really good quality. They've had the issues in the past. Arguably, they do still have their issues from time to time today. But for the most part, I'm not a big collector of NECA, but I did read the Ninja Turtle story, The Last Ronin, and that was something I couldn't pass on. And with the coming out with the other turtles from the story, I think the Raphael has just sort of started coming out in some parts of the US, which is first to fall. Raphael, I want to jump on that. But yeah, this is easily probably one of my favorites of the year. The Last Ronin figure. Now, good friend Fallen Jedi did ask for a review of this one, so I will endeavor to do that early in the new year, just for something different on the channel. I don't want to. I want to start letting other toy lines take over the channel. It's still going to be Star Wars. It's going to stick, pretty much exclusively to Star Wars. I've tried over the years mixing up with a bit of Marvel, a bit of DC and stuff, but I'll always just end up just putting it aside for the Star Wars stuff. It's what I'm happier doing. I don't feel under pressure to just pump out a lot of content. It's I have more fun with the Star Wars, but this is one. Due to the fact that, my good friend Fallen Jedi had known each other for, well over 10 years. I'd absolutely love to do a review on this figure for him. And this is definitely one of my favorite figures. I still pick it up and can't put it down. It's got accessories galore. It's just really, really nice. Not super interested in getting all the characters from the book. But yeah, definitely be getting on to the Turtles as they're released. And maybe Splinter. But yeah, that's easily one of my favorites. And such an incredible story too. And it's not a light story either. It's pretty dark and deep. And it's not a happy ending. It's I grew up with the 80s 90s turtle cartoon, and it was all pretty much just a lot of fun. And yeah, this book sort of goes back to its comic roots a little bit darker. So that was definitely aside from Star Wars, probably one of my figures of the year, to be honest. Captain Jack. I bought the Ghost. I can sell the pre-order if I end up needing the money. And that's a good point. Yeah, I'll be honest. I've debated it, but that again will end up just being a regret. So we'll see. I do want to get the Ghost, and if I just ignore it for 6 months, it's fine. Smucking around on AliExpress. They now have Cad Bane. Oh damn. Yeah, I still haven't made the jump on AliExpress yet. Yeah, I know I've been saying for months I will, but I just haven't. I just always end up finding other stuff to spend money on. Love the Last Ronin figure, yeah. The rest of the turtle, big time. And even the new turtles from the new story. I'd be interested to see whether NECA jumped down that. The next generation turtles. I think that'll look they look interesting. I don't know the story yet. I haven't read it yet, but I do have to get a hold of that book at some point. I know it's out. So that'll be cool. As long as the new stuff doesn't shunt Power of the Force Fridays off the schedule, it's all good. No, my friend, that'll be staying. No, I've still got so much to get through. And yeah, even sort of starting to put together a bit of a list of purchases I need to make in order to make sure I can keep going with Power of the Force Fridays. I do need to actually just write out a solid list of Power of the Force 2 figures just so I can mark them off as I go. So that's part of the plan. And yeah, my Clone Wars Thursday throwbacks will definitely be a thing too. So where are they? Just around the corner here. So technically one of these is older. And probably within the last 6 months, my only foray into Marvel Legends figures were the three Spider-Men, the three Peters from No Way Home. I've just got these on one of these Star Wars stands. But yeah, it's it was hard to stay away from Marvel Legends with these. These were a must-have, particularly the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I love that Spider-Man more than any of them. Of course, this one was already out. I've just put the new head, what everyone's calling the final swing. That seems to be the Marvel Legends community sort of name for the new Spider-Man, the new Tom Holland Spider-Man from the end of No Way Home. But yeah, I was really, really happy with these. Probably the only downside with them is they didn't come with the hand selection that the 3-pack came with. They sort of only come with one fist, 2 thwippy hands each, and then 2 of the sort of, those hands there. I know the camera's not focusing on it, but, to have the head sculpts of, Andrew, Toby, and a good Tom Holland one actually too. So I couldn't not, if they do an Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit, I'll get that too. But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2, the suit is my favorite Spider-Man suit. It's, yeah. And I'll still always have a bit of a soft spot for the Spider-Man figures when it comes to Marvel Legends, but yeah, definitely going to be a bit more picky with them. But yeah, I'd love to get some extra hands, just, to be able to have these, fully accessorized. For some reason they decided not to. I don't know what the go with that was. They're still making people go out and buy the 3-pack. I'm glad I held off of that for these single releases, but this is another, these 3 Spideys I might do a separate video on just to, showcase all 3 of them in one hit. Again, not taking away from the Star Wars, but there's some nice Spider-Man figures. Very, very happy with them. Yeah, great likeness, and use if I put the Spider-Man head on, and put the Andrew head on a Jedi figure or something, and have him as a Jedi Knight. I reckon that'd be cool. Sister got me the McFarlane Hush Batman and Superman. Probably my favorite figures received. I still want to get the Hush one, but I want to get the blue Hush. I've seen the black one. And it does look good. I've got the first black suit Hush Batman that came with Hush in the 2-pack. But he had the sort of scowling face, and I just wanted the nice sort of standard one. And the new one does look good. But yeah, just for a point of difference, I wanted to get the blue one. But yeah, Superman looks great. I still haven't got either of those yet. That are not. Yeah, and while we're on oh, you got the blue and grey one. Nice. That's the one I want to hunt for. It's not an easy find down here. But yeah, speaking of McFarlane, I've got 4 figures here. These are my favorites for the year. Didn't get heaps this year. It was, tried limiting to just Batman. ended up with a couple of others. I'm still a few behind that I want to get, such as the Batman and Robin figure set that's come out from the movie with the Clooney Batman and all that, and those figures look fantastic. But yeah, the first one was this one here. The Nightfall Batman, which, you know, again, I love the blue and the grey of this one. It would look cool in black. You know, it's just, I don't know, to me, it just, I don't know, something cool about the blue. This one, yeah, I couldn't not get this one. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, nah, I've got to get that. It's just a cool classic looking Batman figure. You know, the blue, it's just different enough. We got Ed 5 hanging out, so we'll bring him in. Dan, what's going on?
G'day, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. How about yourself?
Very well. I've had a big night with work.
Yeah.
I had a 12-hour shift. So that was midnight till 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, I was doing okay, and I don't know if you've seen, but I did actually finally work out how to finish editing. That video
Awesome.
is up, as well as another video, and there'll be 2 more before the end of the year.
Oh, killer.
So, yeah, I think I finally have worked out something which is a good thing, and hope and bring on 2024. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, your year certainly had its ups and downs. I was saying before that, you know, your year went to shit instead in terms of your collecting.
Yeah, big time. Look, it's still in the process. That there's been a couple of leads. Nothing had come out of it with in terms of the police checking it out. But hopefully in the new year, there's still some movement on that, because it's still on Crime Stoppers. It's was fortunate enough, well, not fortunate enough, but that's a bad word, but the fact that it made the TV, the radio, and in the papers, it's a big thing. I mean, and I sort of heard a rumor that it actually might still be in town. So somebody's sitting tight on something because they know they might have stuffed up. And
yeah,
the fact that, if anything, it's mainly, I mean, the reason why more than anything else that the police are sort of interested, and it sounds bad, but the only reason that they're sort of really invested in it is because of the weapons that were taken. The replica swords,
yeah,
the knives, like, they can be used as weapons. And as you said, mate, the world's getting nastier and nastier, and there's more and more attacks even happening, even within our own city in Adelaide with knives. So it seems to be the way of things going forward. So anyway,
yeah.
but
look, I was sort of talking about the economy before, and people sort of struggling, and at some point it does drive people to desperation, and things like theft, and it is desperate measures for a certain amount of people, but when it's at the expense of people's livelihood, other people's livelihoods, businesses, lives in general, it's kind of a crappy thing. It's unfortunate that people are being pushed that far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to try and make a dollar.
I will attempt to rebuild. And one of the Christmas presents I got from over the ditch. Someone sent me this, which is the start of
Oh,
rebuilding Kenner collection. Okay,
beautiful.
yes, he's not a vintage Kenner, but he'll
Right.
do quite nicely. It's yeah.
Is it a repro? Or is it a retro? Or
Yeah, it's a retro. Yeah, it's not standardized. It's a retro, but
that's all good. I'd be happy to find a retro one, to be honest. Like I've all but given up on trying to attain any more last 17 figures. So I'm just like, yeah, if anything come out in retro, I'm cool with it. Just representations of the characters, I'm happy with.
G'day, Linda, darling. How are you? And Eddie, g'day, and Ian Sweeney, g'day, guys. It's good to see you as well. Yeah.
Forgive the geographically challenged question, but how large is Adelaide? Let's find out for you exactly, because that's not information that I store in my brain.
It's spreading out quite nicely now.
It is. It's growing very, very quickly.
The population is probably well over 1.5 million, I reckon.
Yeah, saying as of 2016, 1.3 million.
Yeah. And that's 2016. So they've had a census again since then. So
yeah,
I reckon it'd be well above 1.5 just because of
it'd have to be,
the influx of people from other countries, taking up residency here as well. So
yeah. In terms of area size, 3.2 thousand square kilometers.
Yep.
I
think it's so you got Sydney's the biggest, then you've got Melbourne, then
Brisbane,
Perth, and then Adelaide comes in there, I think, before Canberra. So it's about fifth largest city.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
about that. So hopefully that answers it for you, Ian. I know it's not a big city.
Lynn's answer, I thought she was talking about me again, so sorry about that. You've been looking through the window again, Linda. That's awesome.
But yeah, through sort of COVID, it definitely boomed a bit. A lot of people interstate started looking for more affordable ways to live, and Adelaide's always been a bit down in price. But probably since COVID, it's skyrocketed a lot.
Gangbusters.
And with the interest rate boom and everything, cost of living going up, it's probably on par with everything else in terms of growth.
Last visited Adelaide 33 years ago was part of the honeymoon travel. Nice.
Mate, you need to come back. Now, mate. It'll be very different now, I reckon.
Yeah, big time. There's no Magic Mountain anymore for starters.
Yeah. I was 3 then.
Yep. But yeah, your figures of the year list have been awesome. Obviously, I didn't pick up a great deal of Star Wars, but my number one was only this because I never had this figure before, so I was glad to be able to get that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
From obviously Kessel Run Hair, so thank you very much for that. And the artillery trooper was another one. Both that card back and the figure was cool. And my third would probably, because again these are the figures that I actually got, was the Jedi Light Cruiser.
Yeah. I was surprised that one didn't make my top 10 or my honorable mentions. It was hard to get it in there with all the good quality figures that came out this year. So I surprised myself. I thought for sure that was like when I got that one earlier in the year, I thought for sure, no, this is going to be a top 10 figure, but I just couldn't get it in there. Don't mean to sound as rude as that is, but just hate it when you can't get it in there.
And I know that you were sort of going away from talking
Papa
about other
G.
figures. G'day, Papa. How are you, mate? I really rate this figure as well. To coincide with the cap, you know what I mean? So Zombie Iron Man was cool. And
Zing have the Zombie Scarlet Witch on clearance at the moment for like $19.
Well, funny enough, so again, I'm in Port Augusta, so I'm sort of almost 3.5 hours from Adelaide. And the next town along, Whyalla, they got Kmart there, like a big Kmart, and same in Port Pirie. And both of those towns had this a heap of Marvel, $10 each. So I actually got this for $10. I got Scarlet Witch for $10. I got Howard the Duck for $10.
Awesome.
It was just like a what do they call it? An end cap, and it was just stocked full of Marvel. And I've gone
Someone did tell me about that like a month ago, and I didn't even bother going to check it out because I'm like, no, if I go in there, I've sworn myself off of Marvel Legends, so I'm like, I'm not going to go in there because I know if I'm going to see them for $10, I'm going to grab them, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
So yeah, no, those 3 or 4 figures were sort of November purchase type thing, and at $10 each, I basically got 4 for the price of 1. So
yeah, no, you can't beat that.
Yeah, absolutely. G'day, Tim. How are you, mate? So
just sort of going through some of the other figures that I had favorites of this year that I picked up, and I'm not sure if you saw. I sort of talked about the 3 Spider-Man figures that came out from No Way Home, like with the maskless versions. Did sort of show off. I'm going to do a closer review of the Last Ronin turtle. Yeah, really nice. You definitely want to add a couple more from that line. And yeah, just before you come on, I started getting into the McFarlane. You know, I got four of my favorite McFarlane figures from the year for DC. It was the Nightfall Batman.
Beautiful, yeah.
Which is just, I don't know, it's, you know, that sort of, I don't know, there's something about the blue and the grey. It's just sort of classic.
Well, it's a bit like when I bought that year. I had those 2 year ones. One was, which obviously I was going to get on to you, but then obviously they got stolen. So that sucked in time. But at least when they did come out originally, I did photograph it at least, so I had photos of it type thing. And
but that's like that Nightfall one's a good alternative. To that one, which I missed, but
yeah,
another one was the Damian Wayne Robin. Which, I don't know, a bit more of an animated style, but I had an older, I think I still have it somewhere, an older DC Direct Damian Wayne Robin that was a little bit more animated style. They did a few sort of slightly more animated looking figures from one of the movies. And yeah, this one's really cool. You know, big fan. I really like Damian Wayne as Robin. With the sword, sort of going back to his training with Ra's al Ghul.
Yes.
But yeah, I really just need a really good. Because there's one that's just come out recently. A really good Dick Grayson Robin, and I haven't been able to find it. Because I've got a Tim Drake. I've got, what else have I got? Obviously, I've got the Damian Wayne. I've got Red Hood. Just trying to think. They're in the other room if I can see them. But yeah, I've got a Nightwing. I've got a couple of really good Nightwings. But yeah, I'd love to get a good Dick Grayson Robin. I reckon that'd be cool.
What do you think of the release of the Batman Robin wave with the Build-A-Figure being Mr. Freeze?
You know what? I really want them. Yeah. The movie's terrible.
Yes, but the figures actually look really good.
They do. The Ivy looks sick. The Ivy looks really good.
She popped big time.
But talking about the movie figures, like I got the whole Dark Knight trilogy wave this year as well. Oh. So the Bale Dark Knight figure there, which is Just such a great looking Batman.
All right, mate. I need you to rate your Batmans and movies type thing. Like, who would you put first, and then go backwards from there?
You know, before I do that, the last McFarlane is the Heath Ledger Joker.
That's awesome.
Which is just cool. Such a nice figure. But in terms of Batmans, you know what? It's a tough one. I really love Rob Pattinson in the new Batman.
Yep.
But I want to sort of hold judgment until he's maybe got another movie under his belt. Because that's the only thing stopping me from putting him at the top. Then I'd probably go Christian Bale.
Okay.
Just because, I don't know, I've big fan of those movies, the Nolan trilogy. I'm a big Chris Nolan fan.
Yep.
If not, he'd probably be pretty damn close to Keaton.
Yep.
So I'd probably go Keaton. Again, Kilmer is a hard one because he only did the one.
Yes.
So he'd probably be level at that sort of fourth spot with Ben Affleck.
Okay.
I don't know.
So mine would be Keaton, 89 Batman.
Yeah.
When that first came, like the amount of times I saw that sitting on the steps of the cinema because my parents are doing the promotion stuff for it. So 89 Batman. Keaton is my Batman. Then I would actually go Patterson as well. He did an awesome job in that movie, and I really rate him as a Batman. I actually then go Batflick, so Ben Affleck over Bale, only because he reminds me more of the Hush, the really older, and he does the best Bruce Wayne. He's Bruce Wayne in my eyes. You know what I mean?
He's almost more Dark Knight Returns. They sort of lent into Dark Knight Returns Batman a little bit more.
Yeah. Affleck, Ben Affleck, and then Bale would bring up the with Kilmer after Bale type thing. So,
if we're skipping on live action, Kevin Conroy just goes right to the top.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, he's got it. He's been Batman more than anyone.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. But again, iconic figure, and how could you not love all the different representations of him? You know what I mean? Like, it's just fantastic.
Yeah. And that's what I like about the McFarlane figures. It's like, everyone complains that he keeps pumping out Batmans, and I'm like, but that's all I want. I just want different iterations of Batman, the occasional Joker, the occasional Bat family member, maybe the occasional Supes. I've got a couple others, but not much more. I'd be happy to just stick with the Batman.
Yeah. Again, he just churns out so many of them, and what I actually hope to be able to maybe acquire sometime in the future is I'd love to get both the Batwing and the 89 Batmobile, either one, whether it's from the Flash or from the original 89.
Yeah,
that car for me is a second in the line of Batmobiles. The first one being the best Batmobile ever is the 66 Batmobile. Like,
it's classic, isn't it? It's a classic car.
Cool. You can't ever knock the 66 Batmobile. I think it's up there with any of the greats. G'day, pals.
Yeah, Batmobiles I find harder to pick just because a lot of them are so unique to each other. It is hard to pick one over the other. Like you said, the 66, it's classic, but then you look at 89 Batmobile, and it's just like, that's just iconic, with the big fins, and then even Bale's Batmobile, which is a tank, and it's awesome, and then that leads into the Batmobile from the Arkham games, which is just sort of a mix between that and then.
Yes. But Patterson's Batmobile is also quite good because again, it's very well, realistically, it's very sort of streetcar-ish type thing, which has been souped up. You know what I mean? So
it's just a big muscle car, isn't it? That he's just tuned up and armored up and.
Yep, that's it. Because at the end of the day, he's a sort of the detective Batman from year 2. So.
Yeah, and he's still finding his ground. He's hasn't quite started delving into the Wayne Trust to fund his projects, and
that's it. No, it's good stuff. So yeah.
So what do you got? Are you working? You got to work overnight for the new year? Or?
Yeah. So very shortly, within sort of the next hour, I'll have to get organised and you actually drive to Perry because I'm doing New Year's Eve in Perry and then working New Year's Day in Perry as well. So I'm actually camping overnight up there. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Is this part of the new gig?
This is all part of the new gig, mate. And yeah,
awesome.
I'm really loving it. Like
that's good, man.
I've sort of fallen into something that I think that was made for me, like this security work. I'm just loving it, you know what I mean? Like it's a new sheriff in town and just
you got the hat. You got the hat for it.
That's it. Telling kids to get off their bikes and you push that thing with them all type thing.
Get off of my lawn.
I have to tell this story because it was even like just an awesome moment for me, but obviously we have a problem with Indigenous drinking around here. That's no secret type thing in Port Augusta. And but yeah, there was a woman walking from Woolworths, and as soon as she sort of comes into my mall, before she was carrying his can of beer, and before she could even cross over, like I said, no drinking, and I've just snatched his can out of her hand, and like she had no idea what had happened to her. And like the way I just yanked it out from underneath, from the bottom down type thing, like she was just dumbfounded, kept walking, obviously because she's pretty drunk anyway, and Knick-knack, good to see you, my man. Yeah, and happy New Year to you.
Dan looks like he's ready to pull a machete on someone.
That's not a lie.
That's
it's a
playing with a knifey spoony.
Knifey spoony. You got to go with the persona. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And how about you? You got time off from Kessel Run until obviously the second day?
Yeah, I'll go back Wednesday. So I got today and then 2 more days off. So yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to February. Got a week off in February, so be heading up to Darwin for a week, just a bit of a getaway. So looking forward to going up there. I've never been up there before, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, you can actually borrow the hat when you're up there, mate. You'd do better up there.
I'll probably end up buying myself one, to be honest. I think it's going to be hot and wet, and I don't think I'll be wearing much else. So
no, it'll be certainly wet season at that time of year.
Yeah, I believe it's sort of coming up towards the end of the wet season, sort of early Feb, maybe into March. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it'll still be hot and wet. But if I go up there and drop 5 kilos in sweat, I won't be upset about that. So
that's it.
No, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. So we booked our return flights yesterday. So
yeah,
and it should be a good week.
You gonna try and go barra fishing or anything like that? Or I know it's expensive, but
no, I'm not much of a fisher. Not much of a fisherman, so probably I won't worry too much. I think the girlfriend and her cousin, her cousin lives up there, so we'll be staying with her, I think, for most of it. So we've got basically free accommodation as well, which is awesome. I'm going to go check out a place called Crocosaurus Cove.
Ooh.
You get to go see the crocs up close.
Yes.
So I'll probably take a spare change of underpants that day.
Man, they're big.
Yeah.
If you've never seen like a full-on up close, they're a scary beast, man. You know,
Yeah.
65
I've
million
seen
years
gators
ago.
I've seen some of the big gators in Florida when I was over there back in 2017. Just from the drive out from Orlando out to Port Canaveral, where Kennedy Space Center is.
Yep.
And I can just remember, it's a big sort of open highway, big spoon drains. It's all in the middle of swampland and stuff. And these gators just sit on the embankments on the side of the road, just waiting for whatever to come out.
That's it. But I've been to, that's sort of the furthest north I've been, and similar sort of thing. Like, so you're coming into the airport, and obviously you got your fence around the airport, and you can actually see the crocs just up against the fence line around the outside of the airport fence. It's mental.
Yeah. It'll be unreal. I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're going to go check out Litchfield National Park as well. A bunch of eateries and plenty of places to drink up there, apparently. So it'll be good.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
It'll be nice to get away for a few nights. We'll get away for a week.
Yeah. No, it's again.
By the time I get back, I'll probably need a week off.
Yeah, that's it. A week to get over your week off.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not long after that. It's only, a bunch of weeks until Easter, so won't be too bad.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah, what are your plans for the new year?
So I am working, obviously, like I said, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Actually, after that, I'm probably coming to Adelaide because I haven't had a chance to have Christmas. My son's in Adelaide at the moment on leave from his job.
Yep.
So I'll actually be in Adelaide this week, and so it's going to be good because just to be able to catch up with family and do our Christmas type thing. That it's actually the first time since I've had kids that I haven't been with them at Christmas. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, again, they're adults now, so
yeah. It's going to be nice to catch up with them.
They can suck it up, but yeah, it'd be definitely nice to catch up. G'day, Paul.
Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? Happy New Year's to you, mate. Appreciate it.
4 minute croc is until the 4 minute croc is big,
It's not the size that matters, the way you use it.
That's it.
It's whether you can do a death roll.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right.
I'm looking forward to going to cricket tonight. Sit at Adelaide Oval and watch a game of cricket. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good. Buy some overpriced beverages. Just typical Adelaide Oval.
This is a funny thing as well. So this thing I'm going to tonight, it's a New Year's Eve celebration on the foreshore of Port Pirie. The fireworks at 9:30. And it's all done and dusted by 10. So I'll actually still have my New Year's free after that. But again, I have to get up and go do work again in the morning on Monday morning. So it won't be a heavy night on the drink, but I'll certainly have a couple of cans I can sip whilst making my end of year wrap up video, which is what I'm going to do tonight.
Yep.
My retrospective year of shit.
I sat and watched Sci-Fi's end of year video, and that snuck up to 40 minutes on him very quickly. But always enjoy watching his end of year videos. He's always very, very to the point, and he doesn't beat around the bush at all. But
he's a great guy. Like our day that we spent together was just awesome. Like he's just such a down to earth guy as well. Like really cool.
Yeah, but I was talking about everyone around the world doing it tough, and even he's had a bit of a tough spot, getting kicked out of the house and having to move in with parental figures again.
His in-laws at his age, and now they're saving for a house. Yeah,
a lot of us have had to do it, and
that's for sure.
But yeah, I'm just looking forward to. I don't know, just it's never really the reset you expect it to be when you go into a new year. It's kind of like, everyone does the whole new year, new me, and it's like it never works out that way. But if it gives you a little bit of focus and perspective to sort of mentally make that sort of shift, then that's pretty good thing.
My focus really moving forward into 2024 is twofold. So, one big thing I like to do is try and get myself back to Adelaide permanently, which would be a goal for this year coming up.
Yep.
My second one is to make sure that I'm definitely geared up enough, ready to go with Celebration Japan 2025. That's what I want to be. So I'm assuming the tickets will drop at some stage later this year. So if
I can't get the other half to come with me, and we'll go together.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I'm keen as biscuits.
That's actually going to be my 50th birthday present to myself is Celebration Japan.
Beautiful.
First ever celebration in a different country.
Yeah.
Let's go wild.
Yeah, no, you'll lose your mind, dude. You absolutely lose your mind. I'm ready to lose my mind again. Like it's nearly been 5 years since the last one in Chicago that I went to. And don't ask me how the hell half a decade has passed since then, but it's sort of talk about it a lot. You talk to people at work, and a lot of people just to say, how fast has this year gone? And I'm like, I've nearly been at Kessel Run for nearly 3 years. It'll be 3 years in April. I've been there already.
Yeah,
going into my fourth year, and I don't know. I guess my sort of big goals for the year are to, I've got like a bit of a weight loss strategy that I've, that's an already existing goal. I said at the start of the stream that's that's not necessarily a New Year's resolution. That's just continuing on with what I'm doing. Probably working a little bit harder towards that. Saving up a little bit of money to pay for a divorce because it's not going to happen from the other party at this stage. So,
oh, really?
That's everything else is done. Everything else is done and dusted. I've just got to file that paperwork. So, that sounds like it looks like it's going to be something I'm going to need to do myself. So whatever that costs, who knows? People are sort of saying anywhere between $800 and $1,000 just to file some paperwork. Someone can go stamp, delete.
Yeah. It goes through the courts, unfortunately. So, yeah.
So I'll have to bite that one off. But yeah, in terms of collecting and stuff, I did spit out a couple of my goals for the New Year's, things I get that I've missed. Talked about the Jabba's Denizen 4-pack that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get us both one of those Denizen 4-packs. So keep that in.
Beautiful.
Jabba's Palace, I'm still paying that off at Zing at the moment. So definitely in January I'll be able to get that out. And the thing I'm waiting for end of 2024 is both the Ghost and the tour to go with this bad boy here. So
nice.
I did back the second Ghostbusters HasLab.
Nice. The peak. Just gonna wish Ian a very happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in, mate. I know it's very, very early in the morning, so
happy New Year, Ian.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Thanks for coming on.
But yeah, the Jabba's Palace set, the Boba's Palace set is something that I regret not getting. And that is something I showed. I've got the space for it. You've seen it.
Yep.
The big square area there for it. So that's something I need to get. Something I really want to get. And the other thing I've recently just decided I'm going to get this year is the Lego Rivendell set from Lord of the Rings.
So, a question for you: would you take Fat Bib off the card?
You know what? I don't think I would, because I have no
Yeah.
need to display him in the diorama. Because I'm using
Correct.
it for a Jabba's Palace, I will keep him on the card.
Yeah.
And probably get an acrylic case for him to go
Yeah.
with, my other sort of. Well, I've got the other HasLab. I've got the Yak Face. I did sell the two that came with the Razor Crest. They just weren't as cool as I thought they were going to be. So I moved them on when I needed some money. But yeah, the Yak Face was never going to go anywhere. But yeah, I reckon Fat Bear would end up in acrylic. Just I didn't need to. Yeah, I don't feel the need to open him specifically when I'm using the palace for the diorama for Jabba's Palace as opposed to Boba's Palace. So
yeah, no, that's fair play. I recently checked out an Australian collector's website. They did have a Razor Crest on there, because obviously my Razor Crest is now gone. Never taken it out of the box. $1,800.
1,800.
Yeah.
Look, it could probably be a lot worse than that. I reckon I've seen them for more. But it is a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is. But I already had it once.
Yeah. Well, that's like another mate I've made this year is a guy comes into work, Stephen. He had it actually was his house went up in flames earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So he lost. Yeah, he lost quite a lot of his collection. And he'd originally bought the Razor Crest off my mate Lockie. So he bought the Razor Crest off him, and then he lost that Razor Crest. So he did end up getting another one. Not sure.
Yeah, Paul, that's one that would definitely look good on card, and that needs to stay on card. Yeah, there's no way I would display that with the Palace, so it would definitely stay on card.
If I end up getting the Palace, I'll keep my mind open for you, Paul. Because if I decide I don't want Fat Beard and you haven't got it, I'll try and keep you in mind.
Yeah,
because it's not something that's desperately on my list. It'd be a cool figure to have, but it's like it's just a different bib that's going to sort of stand on a random spot on the shelf. It's not because they haven't actually done the what have they? I guess they did do the throne room Boba. Yeah, they did. Yeah. It's the Tython. It's the sort of Tython re-armored Boba that they haven't done in 375 yet.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, like I said, the throne I'll probably put aside and sit Boba on its own in the sort of Mandoverse shelf that I've got, and have Fennec sitting on it. Yeah. And the rest of the palace will go to the Jabba Return of the Jedi.
We'll send it via courier pigeon, mate. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll do what Hasbro do and just push it out. I'm going to push it out in a canoe or put it in a glass bottle and throw it out to sea, and it'll get there eventually.
That's it.
We've got Hasbro. I've got like a dock. They've got a little tinny or a raft, and they put a box of figures on it, and they just push it out to sea. And when it gets here, it gets here. Exactly. Sometimes it gets here early. Sometimes it just doesn't.
Like I said, you were fortunate to review two figures before anyone this year, but the Jedi Revan and something else, because it hit here first.
The pre-Vizsla. I got a couple of the Jules End Vader from Black Series as well. That one went up, and all those reviews went absolutely ballistic.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't happen often that I've done it. It's happened in the past, and the videos sort of blow up. I remember the Clone Wars, the first Savaggio press. I managed to be one of the first, and that was 2011. That's going back a long time now. Like, that went nuts. And I think, maybe not the Thrawn. I'm sort of looking at the figures now. I got my expanded universe. Oh no, there are a few that kind of went quite big this year, which is really cool. I hit over 5,000 this year, which was nuts, and it's just been a steady growth since. So that's been pretty exciting.
That's the other thing I hope to do next year is start to actually grow my channel. I'm sitting at 182, which is it's not bad, but I haven't really done a real lot either. So to put some content on there and get some views, that'd be great. and
you start with a video per week or a video a week or something like that. It's
yeah, exactly. And start just doing reviews of everything. Like, I mean, I've still got. I mean, I did a live stream of this bad boy, for example, but the statues I've got a couple that I can still do. So yeah, because she's never been reviewed, so that's a nice Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it actually lights up as well, but I haven't got these flames light up. Yeah, so it's a
wicked,
good looking slideshow piece. Oh, thanks, mate. Jeez, Paul. You've got to have a signature look. You're the helmet guys, so I'll rock this bad boy.
Yeah. No, I think my next little job for the room is, get another 5 meters of strip light so I can finish off those top couple of shelves there.
Yeah.
Because I did all that this morning, and that's, I'm bloody stoked with how that looks.
That's what I always wanted to do with mine. Yeah, just have some strip lighting on it. So
yeah, and I did it not thinking it would look that good, and I'm just sort of sitting back and going, oh, you realize how dark all the shelves were now that some of them are lit up and some of them are dark. And
makes a big difference.
It does. So I've got a few more ideas of what I want to do in amongst those shelves in terms of, like specifically, sort of that's all Revenge of the Sith. So that's sort of episode 2 comes around the corner there. That's all Revenge of the Sith. But I've got Obi-Wan and Anakin's starfighter sort of parked at the back. I'm trying to find a way to mount them so they're sort of flying through the air.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping actually to add a couple more vehicles in there soon too. I do need to get some cash together. So, but last year earlier this year, it was still 2023. Earlier this year, I started getting into the Harry Potter Lego a bit, and I've kind of decided I think I'm going to move that on. I don't know. Just a few bits and pieces. I think I'm going to try and move on just to sort of refocus on some stuff that I really, really want. Like I said, the Lego Rivendell set is something I really, really want. And
I'll tell you what gives you really, really good focus. How about I get someone to come in, we'll steal half your shit, and then you can really focus on it.
I think I'd just give up at that point, to be honest. I'd just be like, nah, too hard. For sure, if insurance isn't going to cover it, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. At least
it'd be boring.
How many contents that would be covered under insurance. Unfortunately, where mine was, it doesn't cover contents, and that's insurance. The only plausible way of getting any sort of compensation if someone's caught and then they get a victim's a crime, hopefully. Again, it's a big thing to
wait and see.
Yeah. So, but good idea, Nick. Take it easy, Nick. We'll catch up soon, my friend.
But so for those that are left watching, I do want to get you back on, Dan, because I don't know if you saw, I did a live stream with Christopher from Seriously Star Wars last week.
Yeah.
And doing a little bit of I still don't know how I'm going to brand this coming into 2024, and how I want to try and. I think I might just continue going with what I do, doing it live stream format, but keep the option for people not to do it live if they want. And that is try and get as many people to come and interact and do a live stream and get to know all the different Star Wars fans that are out there. Like,
Nick Nack is a massive Star Wars.
I used to do it with my podcast when I was doing Star Wars Go Figure a few years ago. I used to do it a bit. And got a bunch of really cool Star Wars fans coming through and, answering them all similar questions just to sort of get a feel where it opens up good conversation and gets to know different Star Wars fans and what drives different fans of different generations and all that. So I definitely want to get you on board for one of those at some point.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Look forward to that. But yeah, hold a knick-knack. Yeah, if you haven't seen Knick-Knack's Star Wars Hot Toy collection, it's off the chart.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And yes, Paul, my real name is Dan. So
Dan 5 just doesn't roll off the tongue.
It doesn't roll off the tongue at all. That's why it's always 5. Yeah.
Maybe Dan 7, but yeah.
Is it the same as Blake 7?
But yeah, that's something. If anyone else is interested in doing something like that and joining me, and just go back and check out the video I did with Christopher last week. It was the week before. I don't know. These last 2 weeks have been blurred. It was just before Christmas, so yeah, I get a lot of fun, talking to different people and making the live streams a little bit more interactive with the community is something that I definitely want to push for in 2024. It's just sort of seeing how regularly I can do it and how regularly I can make it happen. So,
yeah,
which is the tricky thing when talking to people from all around the world with different time zones and stuff. It's all about working that out. So, one day I'll perfect it.
Mate, try and juggle four different time zones in a live stream and see how you go. Because when we do the lives, we've got New Zealand, Australia, and Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting. And Paul, you can call me Dan as long as it's not calling me Josh. All right, so we'll make that one clear. When Paul was doing his breakdowns, it was either Andor or Obi-Wan. He called Christian Josh on several occasions, so that's a running joke. Christian from Smuggler's Canyon, he called him Josh a couple of times.
Look, it happens.
Yeah, that's it. In the heat of the
moment.
What
you got to do when you got to cover yourself, when you screw up someone's name and they correct you, you just screw it up again, and you call them call him Bill, just like John or Steve, and it's just like if you keep screwing it up, they just think you're the one that's screwing it up, and it's not like I genuinely thought your name was Josh or something like that.
Yeah. Josh will never live down.
9:45 p.m.
Still early. So yeah, no, I am looking forward to getting organised and hitting the beat knife. And like I said, bring on 2024. There's
absolutely
and lots to be done. So there's plenty of milestones to reach later this year. So, next year. This year's done. I'll screw it up and throw it away.
We always have our moments, and we would just rather forget about some parts of it. But I'll be honest, the last 6 months for me has been pretty damn good. I'm just looking forward to riding the wave and keep on kicking it. Keep rolling with the punches that life keeps throwing, and you got to try and go with an optimistic sort of viewpoint. Otherwise, life will continually kick you in the ass.
Yeah, that's it. No, your better half is certainly a good thing for you, my friend. So big time.
Yeah,
she's pulled you out of.
I don't know where I'd be without her, to be honest. I really don't.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. So.
Are we living in my car somewhere?
Yep.
With action figures lining off on the dashboard, and
some people have stuffed toys. You just have action figures.
Yeah. No, I was talking to someone at work the other day, and they were right into their sports memorabilia and sort of discussing the differences. And it turns out, between collecting Star Wars memorabilia and sports memorabilia, aside from what it is, there really is no difference. It's something we'll sort of look for. We'll take joy in it. We display it. We do all this kind of thing. There's not much difference. That's it's just cool, man.
100%.
I'll get you to pop back in next time you're down in Adelaide if you got a bit of time, and we can link up and catch up for a bit. You can sort of see even the last probably 2 months how much this room's evolved again.
You've got 2 detox now, right?
Yeah.
So you got one with your helmets or near your helmets, or What's in that detail?
So
you got your monkey lizard in there.
Yeah, just for now, I've got I've got Sideshow Plo and his lightsaber that I 3D printed a couple of years back. You got Mace and Anakin sideshows. I've got the Yak Face and Anakin Power of the Force tri logo.
Nice.
Bo-Katan Hot Toys.
Yeah.
They will eventually get shifted out. The Ray will get moved out, and the two figures will get put down below where the monkey lizard is, because I've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Vader coming in March, I think.
Oh, nice.
So with the crack mask, so he's going to go in there. Yeah. And then above that, I've got Jesse and Ahsoka.
Yeah, that Ahsoka's really nice too.
Yeah, I'm going to get the I do really want to get the Ahsoka the White too, the one that's just been announced recently. So that's I'd like to eventually have each shelf here, like with a couple of Hot Toys on each shelf, but they're sort of limited for fun, so it's kind of save it for the really special ones. I think I'd like to get the new Captain Rex. But
that Captain Rex will come out too.
Yeah. But yeah, I've already paid off the Vader, so I know I don't have to worry about that. That's just gonna rock up.
Yeah,
so that's all paid off. That's all ready to go. So I'm just hanging for that one to show up whenever it does. I believe it was meant to be November, but I think March is probably looking a little bit more likely now.
They've announced the Night Trooper.
Yeah, they did. I think they teased the Death Trooper zombie as well.
Oh, yeah, I think I might have to get those as well, Paul. They're pretty cool. And one hot toy I'm really looking forward to coming out, apart from Obi-Wan, is C-3PO with where you could put the spacious 4 years away out. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That looks like
some really good ones coming out, but
yeah,
between vintage and Black Series, it's just I can't do it all.
yeah. No, I'm probably gonna stick to just TVC moving forward as well. Unless it's something like amazing, like Malvis, which came out this year, which I need to still hunt down. The Black Series, because again, it's virtually all gone now, so that I have sort of no point in trying to build it all. You know what I mean? Because
it's too hard.
I had 3 boxes over 400 bloody Black Series figures gone, including vehicles and all. Mr. B said he might have a spare Pro Droid for me, because I really like that Pro Droid, so that would be cool to get back, for example. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
For sure.
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm going to wrap up the stream, but I appreciate you being able to jump on and
thanks for having me, man. Just to hang out for the end of the year type. Which is probably not a bad thing, because I have to, still drive to Port Pirie, so probably get ready shortly, get organised for the afternoon.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna try and chill out for an hour or so before we're gonna go catch the train from the local station into the city.
Yep.
Watch the cricket. Greenspoon are playing afterwards, so that'll be cool. I'll probably come out and play a few songs, but we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Right back at you, Paul. Appreciate that, mate. Everyone else that's watching, I hope you've all had a happy, safe New Year, safe Christmas and everything. And here's to an even better 2024 for everyone.
100%.
It sometimes feels like it can't get any worse, so let's hope for a better one. So we'll see you next year. And until then, mate, be with you, everyone.
See ya. Beautiful.